Good morning, Vietnam! The only problem with that is I'm in Peru. I was in Vietnam about 8 months ago though, and it's also about 4 p.m., so not quite morning. Living in Lima is really cheap compared to the United States. For example, we're renting our place via Airbnb because it seemed the easiest because it's furnished, and we're paying approximately about $470 a month between the two of us. There's a lot of other places that are just as cheap as one we're renting, but there's a lot of places that are more expensive too if you want more luxury. It's still going to be much cheaper than something comparable in the United States though. Where we're staying in Lima is Miraflores, which is a subcity of Lima, which is one of the safest subcities of Lima. Our place is in a super good location, which you wouldn't be able to find something this close to the ocean in the United States. We're just a mere minutes away from the ocean behind me, which is beautiful.
You get a dose of vitamin D.
We got a gym membership to SmartFit, and there's a few different gyms you can choose from, but we chose SmartFit, and we've been paying $43 a month so far, US dollars. The first 3 months though include the startup fee and annual fee, which is included in it. Otherwise it would be about $20 a month. So on our 4th month here, we'll be paying $20 a month. It's actually a similar price right now than we would be paying in the United States, but it's something that is really important to us that we couldn't go without it. So the currency in Peru is soles, and right now I believe that the current exchange rate is $1 US equals 3.52 soles. Essentially, when we're out and about and see something we want to buy, we just divide it by 3 in our heads, and it's a little bit of an overestimate, which is really good in my books, because when I see the credit card statement, it's cheaper than I thought. Food is another one of our biggest expenses per month, and there's 2 types of food. There's the ones we get from the grocery store and then we make our meals with at our apartment, or there's restaurants. So I'm going to separate those into 2 different categories. We've done a really good job of making our own meals, so I'm going to start with the grocery food expenses. And this is how much, I'm going to put how much on the screen we spent last month on groceries. On days where we don't go to a restaurant for any of our meals, we try to stay under $15 per day between the 2 of us. That includes 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stuff that's imported to Peru is going to be more expensive or similar price to what you could find in the US, but if you get food that's from Peru, it's really cheap. And I'm going to put some examples on the screen. So there's a lot of different restaurants in Lima, and there's both street food and like normal dining restaurants. Street food varies, but something such as a sandwich in Park Kennedy is around 9 to 15 soles. While in Peru, we've gone to restaurants that range from 9 soles to 44 soles so far. But there's also restaurants that are more expensive, that are fancier. I'm going to talk about alcohol next, and we've bought some alcohol and gone out a couple times for drinks. We've bought wine, beer, and pisco here in Peru. For each can of beer we've got it for 3.5 soles. And we've gone for just the Peruvian beers, a couple different kinds. For wine, we've also gone with Peruvian wine, made in a vineyard in Peru, which has been about 14 to 19 sols. Pisco is a hard liquor here in Peru that is made from grapes. It ranges from about 18 sols to 70 sols. When we've gone out, we've gotten beers for around 6 to 12 sols each. So it's not too expensive going out either for getting beers. You can also go to clubs and you can get in for free if you message them on Facebook before to get on their guest list. Lastly, I want to talk about activities we do, such as attractions, just daily things, stuff like that. There's a lot of free things you can actually do in Lima, such as go to beaches, walk around. There's beautiful, beautiful scenery pretty much anywhere by the water in Miraflores. And you could go to Central Lima. Central Lima's free, but you have to take a bus or a taxi to get there, which we've done both. The bus to Central Lima costs $2.50 sols per person, so it's really cheap. Taxis and Uber and Beat, another ride-sharing service, they're all going to cost a similar amount to get to Central Lima or other places that you wish. But to get to Central Lima, it costs us 18 sols. Near Central Lima, there's also some shopping you can do, some markets, outdoor markets, and there's a ton of clothing and shoes and different things like that you can buy, and it's really cheap stuff. I bought a pair of shorts. There's also other shopping available in Miraflores specifically, where there's malls and just shops and stores where you can buy a bunch of stuff. It's a little more expensive than the market stuff. There's also tons of tourist attractions in Miraflores and around it, such as the pyramid inside the city, which I have a video specifically for that, which I'll link in the description. I also have a video for Barranco, which is a neighboring city to Miraflores, and there's a bridge of size there. That one's free. There's parks everywhere in Miraflores and in Lima in general. My favorite park is Park Kennedy because there's cats, which you get to pet cats all the time, which is amazing. And then there's just parks by the ocean, which is beautiful, just looking into the ocean all the time. An activity that we haven't done yet and that we're considering doing is paragliding, which is roughly about $80 US. You paraglide over the ocean and you get a video of it, which is really cool. It looks super fun. Well, when you add it up, that's roughly what 2 people spend in Peru, living in Peru.